Hi everybody and welcome to Art with Mrs. Beaufeaux. Today we're going to be making coil pots. For the purposes of today's video, I'm just going to use some regular Play-Doh, but we can do this with a lot of different types of clay, air dry clay, different sculpty things that'll dry, things that'll stay a little smooshy gooshy for us. So let's see how this project works with our Play-Doh. Coil pots. A pottery common among American Indians made by building up sides of pots with successive rolls of clay. Coil pots were common among the Southwest indigenous tribes. Most of the oldest coil pots that have been recovered were made by 3 different pre-Columbian tribes and cultures. These were the Anasazi, the Mongolian, and the Hohokam. Let's start by taking our Play-Doh out. The easiest way to do that is to squish the sides, then it gets it all nice and out. We can easily remove it. I'm going to take my Play-Doh and roll it into some long snakes. I do this against a flat tabletop. And as you see, I'm going to go along and try and make all of my coils the same thickness. You can see right in the middle of that one. It was getting a little skinny. I'm going to do this with all of my clay. Then I start to swirl it. I'm going to make a snail with one of my strips of clay. This is going to be the bottom, so I'm going to take my fingers and kind of pinch it together to make a nice flat spot. Here's the really cool part where our coil pot starts to come to life. Using those little snakes, I'm going to build on top by coiling those tubes of Play-Doh around and around. You can see I'm kind of pinching it together as I'm working, building it up and up and up. As we're building our coil pot, it's important to look at it from the side angle as well to see if there are any holes in between those strips, those tubes, those coils, the snakes that we're making. We're building up and up and up. You want to really take care when you're making a coil pot and pinch those pieces together to make sure that your entire piece is nice and solid. If we were going to fire this next, I would make sure that my students put their initials on the bottom. When a ceramics artist or a pottery artist fires a piece, that means they're baking it until it's nice and hard. This is an image of a kiln, which is a special type of oven made for firing pottery. This is how my coil pot turned out. You can see the different rings, and you saw sometimes I just put them around, sometimes I went around and around. There are different things you can do. And I just was squishing it together today, pinching that together. If you're using a different type of clay, you might need to use scoring and slipping, which we've discussed in other classes, which is scratching the surface and then putting a little water, so that way the pieces actually kind of glue themselves together like Velcro. This has been Art with Mrs. Beaufeaux. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you soon.